up, Tiny Love? I'm here with my man Noel from Touch of Rock, and we're gonna have an interview on rocking, his story, and some rock story on Touch of Rock, and a whole bunch of other rock adventures.
Great.
All right. So, Noel, can you tell me something about like your history, how you started rocking and everything?
All right. How I started rocking was in 1976. I was in the 6th grade, PS 75. I remember going to Linden Park, watching these guys play dancing. They looked like they were just dancing against each other, and I kind of find it weird. I was with my mom. My mom was in the clinic, and I was outside in the park, babysitting my sister. And I'm looking. I noticed Buzz there, but I got to know Buzz later on. I know this guy named Cuz. I know Cuz from this guy named Homer, that his mom used to babysit me. So that's how I know Cuz. And Cuz always was doing some fancy stuff, man. Doing chogs and doing some hand movement and dance movement. Always. So I always knew Cuz. So when I saw Cuz one day in Linden Park from a distance, because I wasn't allowed to hang out with him because I wasn't cool enough, or I wasn't gangster enough, you know. So I used to see these guys. They looked like gangsters, you know, and a bunch of gangsters just hanging out, just goofing with each other, doing moves with each other. I found it to be real cool. So I saw it always from a distance. Well, in 1976, I think the end of 1976, like in the late, like that summer, I saw people really doing it in the park. They used to do jams in the park. And 76 and 77, I saw people hustling, doing the hustle. And after the hustle, they would throw some up rock music. And that's when I started seeing Buzz, Cuz, this guy named Apache. Doing some,
you see Apache?
Yeah,
wow.
And these guys were gangsters, mind you. They were, you know, they used to dress like outlaws.
Oh.
You know, if you know what, like a biker, you know, you know, jeans and handkerchief and leather vest, you know. So this is the people I couldn't hang out with when I was a kid. So it was always from a distance I was looking at them. But eventually things started changing. You know, people started wearing different clothes and slacks. And I think John Travolta was kind of new, 1977. That was the disco fever. And that's when up rock started really storming, because they had a lot of jams in the, you know, in the schoolyards, in the church, you know, the center. They had the jams, and that's when I started going to jams, and I started seeing more people up rocking. There was another group called Fast Rock. Was the second group I ever seen. Touch of Rock was the first group. Fast Rock was the second group I ever seen. The third group I ever saw after that was Dynasty.
Oh.
I saw this group in Knickerbocker Avenue and walk around Knickerbocker Avenue, and that's when I first saw Dynasty, around the Knickerbocker area.
How do they look, Dynasty? Do they look like
Dynasty?
Like Touch of Rock, or they were different kind of flavor?
Touch of Rock was a little bit different. Touch of Rock were more pair of leather shoes, slacks, nice shirt. Dynasty was more of the jeans and sneakers, up rock, so they were more of the rugged up rock, you know. Touch of Rock had a smooth way of up rocking, except Cuz had his own style. There was no guy just like Cuz. I think a lot of up rocking, when Cuz started up rocking, everybody had to stop because he was always doing something different.
Oh, nice.
You know. But eventually, Cuz started fading out later on. I guess he's, you know, got a woman and had kids, and, you know, started getting jobs, and then you started seeing less of him. And doing the up rock way, up rock, let me say, the up rock era.
Yeah.
Once you became like 18, 19, 20, and you probably had a job, had a girl, maybe got pregnant. That's when people that were up rocking was fading out. They were going into, you know, more responsibility. You didn't see them no more. And today, in the year 2007, you see people 30 years old, 40 years old up rocking. You didn't see that in the 1970s. People up rocking were only young kids, you know, from maybe from probably 12 years old all the way up to 21 maybe. And then after 21, man, we were probably too old for it. It's just amazing now that you see people our age up rocking. But up rocking was the main thing in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
When you go to the Bronx, there wasn't up rocking too much. They were doing a lot of down floor rock. So when I visit my cousins in the Bronx, I used to go out to the parks and I used to see people dancing differently. And when I used to see me dance, they already knew I was from Brooklyn because we danced different. In 77, 78, 79, up rock was really, really going. I mean, there was a lot of groups. There were groups forming, all disco rockers, Born to Rock, this other group called
Fast rock.
Fast Rock, Dynasty, Touch of Rock,
Little Dave Rockers. Right?
Little Dave Rockers. There you go, Little Dave Rockers. There were so many groups out there that I can't even remember. There was a group called Touch of Class.
Oh,
that was only for a little while. They only lasted for a little while. But there was group forming. I mean, one for a short time. But the groups that stood out was Touch of Rock and Dynasty.
Oh, shit.
And there was always a controversy. Which one's number one? Who's number one? So a lot of people said Touch of Rock were number one. Then a lot of people said Dynasty were number one. So in reality, it's just opinion, you know. And from my opinion, they all danced differently. Touch of Rock was a little bit much organized when it came to meetings and organized, and they had their own vests and T-shirts and jackets. So in the organized aspect, I think Touch of Rock were much organized. The Dynasty rockers were much more aggressive rockers.
Oh man.
They were much more, you know, with the hat turned around, this and that. Touch of Rock were more with the slick hair, hairspray, nice shirt. You know, everything was like a GQ against the hard rockers. You know, it was funny. But Touch of Rock later on started changing, and the one that can tell you more about up rocking is Buzz. I mean, anybody can tell you about rocking is Buzz. When I was in 1976, when I was just a kid in 6th grade, I saw Buzz rocking from a distance, hanging out with this guy named Cuz. I remember I knew Cuz. So that's the person that if you really want to know the history of up rock and how it started, you gotta go to Buzz, you know. And he'll tell you exactly who was doing it, and he knew Rubber Band. He knew all these people. I mean, he was out there when it happened. So, if you ever get to know up rocking, you gotta go to Buzz.